Okay, guys, most homeowners spend hundreds of dollars on landscaping that just sits there to look pretty. But what if your yard could look amazing and produce food at the same time? Edible landscaping isn't just about planting messy vegetables right in front of your yard, but it's about fruit trees, berry bushes, herbs that boost curb appeal while cutting your grocery bill. Today, I'm going to show you how to create an edible landscape that increases your property value, looks professionally designed, and feeds you. This is a functional landscaping done right. Now, let's get into it. Now, here's the math. Traditional landscaping costs about $200 to $500 for ornamental shrubs, flowers, and the annual return is zero. It looks nice, but it doesn't produce anything. Now, compare that to edible landscaping. You could invest the same $200 to $500 in fruit trees, berry bushes, herbs, and the annual return could be $300 to $1,000 more, or more in food. And it still looks great while adding to your property value. A single mature apple tree can produce up to 100 to 300 pounds per year of fruit. At $3 per pound, that's $300 to $900 worth of apples annually. You're turning your yard into a productive asset instead of pure decoration. Now, this is definitely for my landowners, so pay attention. And there's also buyer psychology, functional features, and standout edible landscaping signals that show you sustainability, smart home ownership, lower your grocery bills, and an established fruit tree that has already had years of growth. An invested, well-designed, edible landscape that can add thousands of dollars to property value in markets where sustainability does matter. But the key is design. Edible does not mean messy. It must look intentional. Let's talk about the best plants that can make this work. Number one, blueberry bushes. These are the perfect edible ornamental plants that you could have. They look like traditional shrubs, so most people don't even realize they're edible at first glance. In spring, they produce delicate white flowers. In summer, hey, you get your berries. In fall, the foliage turns bright red and orange. They stay compact, 3 to 6 feet tall, making them perfect for borders or hedges. A mature bush can yield 5 to 10 pounds of berries annually, worth roughly $30 to $60 per plant each year. A typical year they typically cost about $20 to $30 to purchase, but you plant at least 2 varieties for better cross pollination and higher yields. This is the plant that makes the guests say, wait, those are edible? Number 2, dwarf fruit trees like apples, pears, cherries, and peaches. Now, you can get them all or you can get just one, but standard fruit trees can go 20 to 30 feet tall, but dwarf varieties stay around 8 to 15 feet, which makes them perfect for residential landscapes. In spring, you get these beautiful blossoms. In summer or fall, you get the fruit. They provide shade, structure, and can live about 15 to 20 years or more. A dwarf tree can produce 50 to 150 pounds of fruit per year, depending on the age and variety. Now, this can translate into saving $100 to $450 in grocery value annually. Of course, you got to be eating apples for that to matter. They typically cost about $40 to $80. Use them as focal points near patios for shade or in corners of your yard for a high-end look. And you can always put them up against a fence or a wall that saves space, but it also looks incredible. Now, number 3, strawberries. Yes, strawberries, the edible ground cover. They stay low, 6 to 8 inches tall, produce white flowers and bright red fruit in mild climates. They keep the green foliage year round. They spread to fill bare spots and work beautifully along borders. Beginning between stepping stones or hanging baskets, each plant can produce a pound of fruit per year at the grocery store prices. That's about $4 to $6 per plant annually. They cost a few dollars each. Multiply through your runners. Plant 20 to 30 and you'll have fresh berries all season long without dedicating a separate garden bed. Number 4, culinary herbs. Rosemary, thyme, oregano, sage, lavender, hey, anything you could put into a pizza or a salad you probably want. These are ornamental plants while being edible. They're fragrant, drought resistant, and most are perennial, and some actually work against mosquitoes in the summertime. Rosemary offers an evergreen structure and blue flowers. Lavender brings your purple blooms and attracts pollinators. Thyme spreads its ground cover. Sage has a striking silver gray foliage. Oregano trails beautifully and produces small flowers. Fresh herbs at the grocery store are expensive, so having them in your own yard, you can easily save $20 to $40 per year. They are very little cost to plant and look professionally designed when they're used along walkways and borders. So, number 5, grape. Grapes are perfect for vertical interests. They can cover arbors, pergolas, or fences while producing shade and privacy. In late summer and fall, you harvest your fruit clusters. Now, in autumn, the leaves turn vibrant shades of red and yellow, and a single vine can yield 10 to 30 pounds annually, worth about $30 to $90 at grocery stores. They're inexpensive to plant and can live for decades with proper care. A grape-covered pergola over a patio maximizes functional per square foot. Number 6, fig trees. Figs are one of the most underrated edible landscape trees. They have dramatic tropical looking leaves that make a look bold architectural statement. They sell relatively compact, around 10 to 50 feet, and they can be pruned smaller. In warmer climates, they can produce harvest every year. Fresh figs are expensive in stores and often $8 to $12 per pound. A mature tree can yield about 50 to 100 pounds annually, making it one of the highest valuable edible plants you can grow. They can also be grown in containers in colder climates, like in zones 3 to 5. Number 7, rutabaga. Rutabaga is massive, bold leaves that can create dramatic visual effects. It's perennial and can produce plants for more than 10 years or more. The edible stacks are perfect for pies, jams, and sauces. It tolerates partial shade and works well in the back or borders, or as a focal point in a garden bed. Most people assume it's ornamental till you tell them it's edible. Now let's talk design. The secret is layering, using taller elements like fruit trees and grape barbers in the back. In the middle, you want to place your blueberry bushes and fig trees. In the front, use your herbs, strawberries, and rhubarb. This creates a depth and structure that traditional landscaping is very similar, but you avoid the vegetable rows in your front yard. You keep the lines clean, you use mulch, and prune regularly. In terms of investment, you might spend $320 for a modest setup with blueberries, dwarf fruit trees, strawberries, and herbs. By the year 3 and beyond, annual returns can range up to $470 to $1,000 depending on yields and grocery prices. That means your landscaping pays for itself quickly and continues producing for years. Your yard can look great and feed you at the same time. Blueberry bushes give you that ornamental beauty and berries. Dwarf fruit trees provide shade and harvest. Strawberries act as a living ground cover, and cover herbs line walkways and flavor your meals. Grapevines provide privacy and fruit. Fig trees deliver a high value harvest. Functional landscaping is a smart landscaping. Which one are you going to plant first? Let me know in the comments, and don't worry, there'll be a quiz, so you should definitely be paying attention to this because you'll see those questions throughout there. Now, I'm Phil Davis. I really am glad that I'm making these videos so that we can help educate and save money because this economy is expensive. Like, share, subscribe, and make sure that notification bell is on so that way you can always watch our videos when we drop them next. See you in the next one. Peace. That's it, folks. You can go to Ancestry Lands to start owning property today with payments starting at $250 a month, no credit checks, and owning land has never been easier. It's time to build your land portfolio one property at a time. We help you to get dollars from dirt and build generational wealth by owning small plots of affordable vacant land. Contact us to learn more. Oh, and speaking of dollars from dirt, I also wrote a book about investing in land for you readers out there. My book, Getting Dollars from Dirt, A Beginner's Guide to Vacant Land Investing, is on Amazon. The link is in the description section below. Inside, you'll learn simple, easy to read insights that will have you understanding why you should own land today. For more tips and tricks, subscribe for updates, comment below, and let us know what you enjoyed about this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
And remember, like and subscribe.